It's the Butch and Sundance Show.
All right, Skunkalonius. Tim Dillon on another rampage. Tim Dillon, friend of the show. I don't know what kind of coffee he's on. Mochaccino, Frappuccino, Hamachino, Schmonachino, whatever he wants to pour on his face and talking to the camera. Well, wait till you see this. Oof.
And they can't afford health care. Spends all his fucking time talking about the Middle East and fucking Arabs and Jews and religion and the fucking temple and slaughtering the heifer and Iran and Sunnis and Shiite. What the fuck is going on?
Oh, man.
Truly.
Oh, man. Timmy D. Wow. So what are you going to say about
Slaughtering
that?
the heifer. Well, listen, he's not necessarily wrong. There's a fine line between having empathy for all the messed up shit that goes on all over the world. Everybody's got a lot of complaints about this country, but they have no idea what goes on in other countries, which is far more brutal and terrible. And there's a thin line that we all have to walk of having empathy and trying to help these countries that have, insanely corrupt governments. But at the same time, you've got people who are trying to start their lives, start a family, get married, not get married, start a career. They can't get jobs.
Can't buy houses.
Certainly can't buy houses.
You can't buy houses in America
today. You can't buy
today.
a house. I mean, think about it. That's the American dream. You can't even buy a house. You can't even buy a house. A little baby house.
A starter house is what, $1 million?
It's over $1 million.
Or close to that?
In most neighborhoods. Okay?
It's crazy.
So like, where do we as a country, where do we begin? Where do I begin? Right? Like, where do you begin? Right? So you're a human being and you're seeing these poor people because they're protesting, getting fucking executed.
When you're seeing it, right,
in another
because
country,
because
which
of
is not
technology
cool.
and because of social media,
Right.
you're seeing things you never saw 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago. People couldn't see these things.
But on the other hand, if now getting involved in this shit is going to start World War III.
Literally the end of the world. It is literally the end of the world.
The general consensus out there is kind of gloom and doom. A lot of people think this is the end of the world. A lot of people think we're 2 steps away from World War III.
He's talking about, like, America can't save everybody else when their own boat is sinking, right? I mean, I think that's the...
It's sinking
that's
and people don't even realize how bad it's sinking.
Right.
People don't even realize how, because their heads are buried up the ass of a cell phone. And they're distracted. We're all distracted.
They don't care, right? And they're not thinking about America. They're thinking about wherever they are, Iran or Israel. Everybody's in their own world, in their own bubble. And somehow we have to be, worried about everybody else, which is what Tim Dillon's saying, right? He's saying, like, America is concerned about all these other places, all these other things, these causes. And some of it's real valid, right? Some of it is true. People are suffering.
All valid, right?
But here's the thing. There's a reason they tell you when you're in a plane, if there's an emergency and the oxygen masks drop, you have to get your mask on first. How are you going to protect and help other people if you can't help yourself? And that's what Tim Dillon's saying, right?
Went whitewater rafting once, right? And the instructor was like, comes in on a, what do you call those things? A kayak, right? Comes in on a kayak. He says, if you fall out of your raft, I'm going to come in on a kayak. I'm going to save you. If you grab onto my kayak, panicking, and I fall into the ocean, you now become second priority. First priority is saving myself. America has been blessed. It is blessed. It is blessed. We are so blessed. We've forgotten how blessed we are. Okay? People don't even realize how good it is, how good they have. Okay? You have a responsibility, if you have that much wealth, power, and influence, to do the right thing for other countries. 150%.
This is ridiculous.
And the way you look tonight.
You gotta be kidding me, bro.
I'm saying.
I mean, this is what we're worried about.
This
is what we're worried about. I get it's for a charity, but like, just looks weird, man.
Are those paid people, or are
those are donors? Those are rich donors.
Those are like people that. Hold on a second. Are those the people that got invited, or are they dressed up? Are they getting paid to act like that, or is that something?
No, they're not getting paid to act like that. They are part of the party, and
They're
they are
part of the
part of the
party.
donors for this particular cause.
Well, does
Yeah, I mean, look, I don't know about that's ridiculous to me. That's totally ridiculous. I love swing music and Frank Sinatra, but you put masks on like that. You got grown people putting masks on.
Like those masquerade balls go back to Buckingham Palace, and
Is there a hidden message in that? Is that?
well,
I mean,
that's
is
the
that,
thing, like it goes back to the movie Eyes Wide Shut and secret
Yeah.
societies, and that was part of their gig, and the Rockefellers, and you can find all these weird animal headdresses on these people at these parties from back in the day. So it's like a wealthy thing. And guys like Tim Dillon gives you brutal truth. Obviously, it's his truth from his perspective, but he really does. He does not hold anything back. The guy is literally not afraid to say what's on his mind, what he believes. He has no fear of any kind of repercussion, which I give him credit for, right? And I wouldn't say he's been canceled. I don't think he's been canceled, but I think he lost a gig, was it Saudi Arabia or something, because he made fun of their religion or something, and he lost out on a gig. But, I don't agree with a lot of the things he says, but when he goes on these rants, especially those Rogan rants, when he's on Rogan and he's cracking Joe up, he goes on these rants, and there's some truth in what he says, some truth in what he is saying.
Tim Dillon's a comedian first and foremost, and he's got this platform, and there's truth in and it's a lot of it's funny and ironic because there's humor in it. But
did you hear what he said?
Right.
Did you see the part where he talks about he's got this beef with this news anchor,
Barry Weiss?
Yeah, but then the guy who works for Barry.
Yeah.
He's got this whole beef with him.
This guy is Edward R. Murrow, Walter Cronkite, like in the tradition of those guys. Tony Dokapul is out there. If anyone had wrote what you wrote in that book, they would be like a terrorist.
The problem is that I think the legacy media is kind of scrambling to reconnect with audiences like Joe Rogan audiences and the audiences that got basically scooped up by independent podcasts, that they're doing everything they can to try and connect and bring these people back into the fold, which I think the damage is done, number one. And number two, the way they're doing it, they're putting these people on the front lines. They seem like really out of touch with, again, the average working class American and what's important to them.
Yeah. I mean, I think they're in trouble, right? I don't think anybody even knows who those people are. I don't think we talked about this, or the consuming of news is different today. Like the legacy media, it's especially the younger generation. No one's looking at. I don't even know who this guy is, but
I mean, CNN's like basically going. They're almost out of business, right?
It's amazing.
It's crazy.
And it's like
CNN and MSNBC and all these major outlets have just taken a hit, and by their own design. They weren't reporting things down the line. They were trying to get you to think a certain way, whichever side of the fence you're on. This isn't a political channel, right? To us, politics are like professional wrestling, right? To entertain, right? One administration gets in, tries to undo all that the previous administration put into play. And nowadays, one administration gets in, tries to prosecute the other administration. And now you have this seesaw back and forth, this political sideshow that everybody's talking about and getting all up in arms about, and families are getting separated for, and because, you're not on my team and your team. Meanwhile, it's all this giant fucking smokescreen.
There's only two teams too.
That's the problem. And then but people are not, it's taking, like Chris Rock said, it's taking your mind off the war. It's taking your mind off the
important things
that
in
people
life.
Can't buy homes.
That's right.
Can't get jobs. Yeah. Inflation's through the roof.
Yeah.
A pound of turkey is like $25.
Yeah.
Pound of turkey. Cold cuts.
Yeah.
It's not good for you.
I mean, things that, the price of everything is so high right now.
So, and we care about what these rich politicians are doing? Why do we care?
Well, you could just get a mask and go prance around to Frank Sinatra, but
if only it was that simple.
Like, it doesn't make any sense, right? Like, that money probably could have been earmarked differently.
Even the money that they're taking from you seeing all this fraud go on right now. I mean, it's nuts. People are going to jail for tax evasion and this and that, and meanwhile, all this money is going to places it shouldn't be going to.
It's being wasted. Yeah, totally wasted. Totally wasted. Yeah. There's a lot going on. There's nothing, this is we're in a big mess right now. The world is in a big mess.
I think it's a bigger mess than people realize. I know it's a bigger mess. I think the economy is hanging on by a thread, regardless of what they tell you. You have all this government debt. It's all riding on the edge of a knife. And at any moment, you're going to fall off on one side. Now that's how thin this balancing beam is. It's very delicate. So when you start talking about, roweling up these other nuclear armed countries and getting involved in all this stuff that really doesn't have much to do with us.
People don't realize how bad the economy is here. I think that's the biggest thing. I mean,
heads up the ass of a cell phone, my friend.
Listen, you want to know how bad it is?
Want to know what I found out the other day?
What do you found out the other day?
Did you know the entire Earth is $315 trillion in debt?
Whoa.
Yeah. They owe money to.
Bro, who are they getting money from?
Suckers.
First off, you have everything on the planet here to live for free.
You literally have everything you need.
And then you invent a system
Uh-huh.
that creates a deterioration of your own resources
Are you literally storing less and less value every day? Every day.
You're increasing your technology, and yet somehow you still owe money to someone, and it's $315 trillion. There's not enough paper to.
This is crazy. See?
What are they doing?
It's like the worst meme coin.
What are we doing?
They got rugged.
They're laughing at us.
You know what I found out the other day?
I love it.
Okay. Man. It's that bad,
and the aliens are supposed to be smarter than us. So from their vantage point up there in the fucking Twilight Zone, this is what they're seeing, and they're laughing at us.
They're laughing at us.
Fucking gorillas and their little paper trinkets. You know what, man?
Right.
We might be on the verge of, number one, a collapse, and two, an implementation of a new system. It's very possible. Very possible. I don't know if this one is working. I don't know how you ever pay off that much money. I don't know if there's enough tariffs in the world for the next 100 years that you can pay off that much debt. I think, like anybody else, right?
Yeah.
You see a friend, he's going out, he's buying a new Ferrari, he's buying a new house, he only makes a certain amount of money a year. You see he's over leveraging himself. You know the bottom's about to drop out, right? If you're somewhat intelligent, you can see that he's about to go off a cliff. What happens? Bankruptcy.
There's no other way.
Same thing with countries.
That's why bankruptcy exists. You have to wipe it clean. There's no other way.
There's no other way. So I don't know.
It's not a country bankruptcy, though. It's not like a world system where you go to, unless they create the New World Order and they say there's a bankruptcy there, and then they say, U.S.
There's that. There's that. If you're a Bible believer and you follow the Bible, there's supposed to be a one world government being issued in. And how can that happen if this one's in place? This one has to collapse.
Yeah.
Right? It's got to collapse at some point. It would have to. So it's on the verge. And people can feel it. Watch this.
There's such a negative vibe in the air. People aren't happy. And the only thing that we can do is kind of reach out to the people we love and love them. Reach out to the people you love and love them.
Oh, my God.
I mean.
Oh, man.
Right?
Look,
Friend
Tim
of the show.
D. Wow.
Friend of the show.
I mean, look, there's a lot of people out there saying a lot of things, a lot of truth. And you know what? He's telling some truth in some funny ways here, right? I mean, that's
people
like, the Starbucks coffee or the coffee in hand, just slobbering it down, soaking your
calories
everywhere.
It's the only thing that makes you feel better. You're drowning yourself.
This coffee is still strong, right?
Macchiatos, Hamachinos, Laccachinos.
People are paying. We were just at the mall. It was like $10 for a boba mocha.
No, forget it. It's crazy.
$10, and
it's crazy.
And it was tall and skinny, and it was like 2 sips, and it was done.
You're tall and fat. Well, you're short and ugly. Give me the pen back.
Well, but that's it. That's it. We're drowning our sorrows.
He's got it. The line at Starbucks around the freaking door.
Still there.
Right?
Still going.
It's no matter how many years, no matter what time of day, everybody wants that dopamine fix that's inside that cup filled with all that sugar, corn syrup, and good shit. And
the most consumed drug in the world.
Right? So
caffeine.
there is a sentiment in the air that things are just kind of, look, things could always be worse. But there's this underlying feeling that the bottom is about to drop out at any moment. Now, are we being negative, or is it because we're just bombarded, like you were saying about the technology and having access to all this information 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, in other countries, in other states, in lightning speed.
Right. The local news, the global
kids,
news.
Like you're plugged into all this, and none of it is positive.
No, none of it's positive. No.
So how do you not think that something catastrophic is going to happen on the eve of what they're saying is supposed to be the biggest storm to hit the United States in like 100 years?
Ooh, yeah. The
Some
every
say,
10-year, right? They say it's the every 10-year snowstorm, and this happens to be this monster. We get,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They've been wrong in the past, but I don't know. Is there something to it? Some say it's artificial. Some
I was just going to say, don't you find it a little
manufactured?
strange, Sundance, that you know, it's hitting such a large portion of the United States?
Yeah.
It's not just
the whole bottom half, right?
It's like, how does that happen? How does that happen? I mean, weather control that's not conspiracy theory. That is science. It's being used all throughout the world. They create rain. They create weather.
What do they call it? Cloud seeding.
Cloud seeding, right?
Call it cloud seeding.
Really,
they can make it rain. They can make it snow.
They can make it rain.
Yeah, there was a guy on Sean Ryan.
This guy's prancing around with his mullet, schooling Sean Ryan on science behind.
Bro, you wish you had a mullet.
Rain.
You wish you had enough up there to pull a mullet off. What are you talking about?
You kidding me?
That guy's your hero with that lion's mane.
He is.
Don't you know?
He is.
Come on, man.
Still doesn't change the fact that he's.
You want to teach us about cloud
seeding?
seeding? What do you know about cloud seeding? You mulletless.
I know
bastard,
this.
you?
I know this. My mind tells me that any large storm that you get like this, that this one coming in the next few days or day, doesn't seem natural to me. It seems like an unnatural, as the emperor would say.
Some consider to be unnatural.
This storm is unnatural. It has the makings of cloud seeding.
It's got the makings of a varsity athlete. It's got the
Yes.
makings of a varsity athlete. Or is it just like the Ghostbusters, which is the combination of all the negativity in the air that's going on in this country? It's all got together in a big ass snowstorm, and it's about to be dispersed accordingly.
Are you troubled by strange noises in the middle of the night?
Do you experience feelings of dread in your basement or attic?
Have you or any of your family ever seen a
Spook, specter, or a ghost?
If the answer is yes, pick up your phone and call the professor.
Talk about hair.
Go,
Look at
Ghostbusters.
those two
Oh, man.
All your soul
Forget
elimination
about
needs.
it.
Our Canadian friends of the show.
Man, didn't we meet? Who did we
They're
meet?
all
No.
Canadian except
No,
Murray, right?
we met William Atherton, who talked about Dan Aykroyd
Ooh, that's right.
from Right. William Atherton played Walter Peck, right?
Among others. Yeah, he was.
Yeah. So he played this prick in Ghostbusters, but we did a movie with him, and he talked about
Storage facility.
please see the storage facility, Mr. Venkman. But he talked about Dan Aykroyd, the rich Canadian, he called him.
Yeah.
He lives a very interesting life, is what he said, which he does, right? He does all this ghost hunting and
Right.
whatever the hell he does, waiting for the aliens
Those
to
guys are
beam
great,
him
though.
up. They were great.
That
Nobody
crew,
better than that.
Yeah.
Chevy Chase, Dan Aykroyd era of comedy in the 80s.
If it was an 80s movie, the new hire at the company would be called into the office, and the fat cat capitalist owner, might look like me, in a pinstripe suit the guy would have a last name like Riggins or something. He'd be like, Riggins! And the guy would walk in and he'd go, this has been a complete embarrassment, a total embarrassment.
Go get your dog masks, get your coffees, and we'll see you next time.
See you on the flip side.
It's the Butch and Sundance Show.